Hello and welcome everybody. You're watching Newsmakers of the Week and this is me, Tanisha Avasthi. It's the 61st day of complete economic shutdown in India. Slowly yet steadily, India is limping back to normal. On the other hand, the cyclone Amphan has claimed a number of lives. Along with that, it has also caused severe damage in the states of West Bengal and Odisha. With these two stories being our top focus of the day, we present to you more detailed information on these stories. But first, the headlines. The most intensified cyclone that West Bengal witnessed after ages claimed lives of more than 72 people. According to sources, the number is expected to ramp up. With the COVID era striking down India, the board exams of classes 10 and 12, which was postponed, will now be conducted between 1st and 15th of July. Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri announced that domestic flight services will resume from the 25th of May. The ministry also issued guidelines that will be taken care of during the venture. RBI cuts interest rates. Repo rate cut by 0.4% is now at 4%, which means home loan rates will now come down. The slow exit from the lockdown is evident as many of the services are restoring back to normal. Along with that, the domestic flight service will resume from 25th of May. My colleague Akriti has been taking in continuous track of the story and giving us inputs. Let's head over to her to get in some more insights. Akriti, if you could just hear me, our viewers would want to know what are those guidelines that are issued by the Ministry of Aviation in the time of embarkment and disembarkment while you're traveling on a flight journey.
Yes, Tanisha. The Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri has decided to resume the flights. These are the important guidelines that the flyers need to keep in mind in order to commence journey. Like the terminal screening of all the passengers is mandatory before entering the terminal building. Luggages of all the passengers should be sanitized. Arogya Setu is mandatory if the passengers' age is 14 and above. All the passengers have to wear protective gears like mask and gloves. Passengers will have to reach the airport before the scheduled time. And also the minister said, after seeing the success in domestic flights, he'll also look after the international flights. Back to you, Tanisha.
Thank you, Akriti. Thank you for those inputs. Stay with us. We'll come back to you soon. The other top story that we are focusing on today is the cyclone Amphan. It has claimed a number of lives. Also, it has severely damaged the localities, the nature in West Bengal and Orissa. On this story, I will be joined by my colleague Shalini Gupta, who has been taking in inputs. Shalini, we'll head over to you if you can just hear me. Which are those areas which are severely affected by this cyclone, and has the government given any relief package for those affected, the victims? Has any relief been given to them?
Yes, Tanisha. India has seen the worst cyclone. So far, we haven't experienced a cyclone with such high intensity and magnitude since 1999. High intensity winds were reported, huge massive trees were ripped off, electric wires were brought down. Unfortunately, more than 70 people lost their lives, out of which 17 were from the city of Kolkata itself. Places like Midnapur, north and south of 24 Paraganas were worstly affected. 2 lakh rupees has been announced as a compensation to all the families of the victims. All the houses, railway station, airports are inundated underwater. Keeping all these worst scenarios in mind, we can understand from the CM's office that 8,000 crore has been kept aside for restoring the state back to normal. Over to you, Tanisha.
72 lives have been claimed, viewers. Mind you, this is not a small number and it is at a very alarming state. PM Modi has also expressed his grief and announced an interim package of 1,000 crore for West Bengal. This was it for today's broadcast. We'll see you next week with more updates. Till then, stay safe.